Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking to you guys on how to pass USACO Bronze by Math Days. And we know it's been a while since we made a video, but we hope you all will enjoy this one. So what is USACO? USACO is an online coding contest available for everyone, but the purpose is to select top high schoolers for a camp and then for the IOI team. There are 4 divisions: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Today I'll be covering mainly bronze, and doing well in USACO usually benefits the college application, especially being in gold or platinum. But those levels are quite hard. So briefly, what is covered in bronze? So of course you need to know a coding language very well, Java, C++, or Python, and you need to know the basic data structures. In bronze, you can still use Python and pass, but usually in silver and gold, Python gets really slow. So that's why we recommend Java or C++. Java, even though it is slower than C++, is given more time in the contest. But Python is still given the same time as Java. So the main topics, and of course there are a lot more topics, but here are just 3 big ones: complete search, basic sorting, and basic greedy problems. In complete search, you look through every possibility to find the solution to a problem. And this is used in bronze. In silver, you don't really use it a lot. And then basic sorting. In sorting problems, you'll just sort an array or array list and then use that to help solve the problem. And finally, it introduces you to basic greedy problems, where at each point you want to do the most optimal or best step. And doing that repeatedly will eventually lead you to a solution. So how to prepare for USACO Bronze to get to silver? The best way to prepare is to really just solve loads of past problems and learn from them. And you want to apply the concepts you learn to solve new problems. And you can solve these problems directly from USACO website. Or you can go to a different website like Codeforces and just solve them and get your problem solving ability up. There are really 2 parts of it. Being smart enough to have a solution to a problem and then being able to code it up. Usually finding the solution is the hard part and coding it is not too hard. But we recommend, there's this website called the USACO Guide. It has a ton of problems structured by topic. We recommend you do that, as if you do topics repeatedly for a month in a row, then your brain starts to understand them better. And so what is the USACO Guide? It's a platform created by top high school coders in the USA. And many of them have been on the international team or have made the camp, the level after platinum, the highest level. So now I'm going to do a brief demonstration on what the USACO Guide is and how it works. So this is the USACO Guide. You can log in and create an account. And you can search up a ton of stuff on topics. And this guide, it has sections, general sections on how to use the guide, what is competitive programming, languages, and you can even contribute to this guide once you get good enough. It gives you different pages on how to practice and how to get better. There are also many resources on how to debug, contest strategy, and which other Olympiads are there for coding. Of course, the big one is USACO. Then here's some language-specific code like C++. And then these are just some USA-related stuff on USACO. This is just a general section. Usually you don't have to really do this section, but you could if you want to. And I'm just going to quickly go over, there's a silver section with these topics, 160 problems, a gold section, 316 problems, and a platinum section, 217 problems. And finally, there's an advanced section, which is after platinum, but these topics are really hard. So for bronze, there are 85 problems. These problems are organized by topic. So first of all, you need to know time complexity. It's really just how long the algorithm will take, and you need to use this to solve a problem. Usually, if it's less than if um if your algorithm takes less than 10 to the 7 or 10 to the 8, it should be good. Then some data structures, and you can change the language to Java, and it'll show you different data structures. And they have some quizzes at the bottom. You really don't have to use them. If you want to, you can. And yeah, you can get a problem right, and then you can go to a different one. And then the cool thing about this guide is once you finish, you can like mark a problem solved to let you know, or solving. So then a simulation is just, as it says here, directly simulating the problem statement. Here are just some problems. You'll likely want to do all of the easy to normal first, and then do the hard to very hard. Because on the recent contests, since they've been getting harder, you really want to do the hard and very hard ones to get better. Then there's rectangle geometry. It doesn't really show up a lot nowadays, but I guess it's useful to know. It could come up. And then there's basic complete search. This is very important. It's a big topic. You probably want to solve most, if not all of these. Complete search with recursion, you can probably skip since it doesn't really occur a lot in bronze. And usually there's a different way to solve it using just basic complete search. Recursion will just make the code shorter. Sorting, yeah, you'll want to know. And the cool thing about the guide is they also have focus problems here, which will help you get in the right track. And then different websites, like this one is like a book on sorting, and this is another section on sorting from CS Academy. And then they also have code. And then one more thing, in problems, you can see the tags, and you can view internal solutions from people inside the guide. Then sets and maps. You'll also probably want to do most of this section to get ready. Yeah, it's a pretty important section. Then here's some additional topics. If you really want to be prepared, you generally want to do all of them. I guess maybe you can skip recursion. And then greedy. And then graphs is it's not too common, but I guess it's good to know. And it's gonna be more common in silver. And finally, if you finish all of that, here's some additional practice. And you can even suggest a problem, but you need to be signed in. And yeah, overall, you just need to keep solving more problems. Only then you will get better at it. So now onto a training schedule. So really, you just want to solve problems from the guide, and that should be enough to pass bronze when you finish all of them. But with the increasing difficulty of the contest, the bronze problems are now hard. You can also join classes such as AlphaStar, CampX, and even the website that made this, USACO Guide, is offering classes, and I'll link that in the description. And they're not too expensive, $100 if you want to do them. So for training schedule, you just want to keep doing more problems and get better at them, and then learn from the problems and be able to understand where you are wrong if you weren't able to solve a problem. And all these classes, they just force you to solve more problems. If you're disciplined, you can solve the problems yourself. So how to practice with school and other activities? Just spend as much time on weekends as you can as you don't have school. And you can try to think about problems in school and try drawing test cases. And on weekdays, it might be hard, but after school, you can try coding a bit if you have time. So what to do if you're stuck on a problem? Generally, you don't want to look at the solution, and this will help you become better at problem solving. And if you just read the solution and then code the problems, you won't get better at solving them individually and coming up with the solutions. You'll just get better at coding. Instead, just try to draw more cases, look at small examples, and do it out on paper. If you still cannot solve them, ask the USACO forum, ask a friend, or ask a Discord server for a hint. Finally, if you just want to look at the solution, you can look at the solution, but be sure to not look at the code so you can code it yourself. So, conclusion. If you follow these strategies and you are consistent and diligent with your schedule, you should be at the level to pass in a few months, depending on how much time you put in. Also, in the contest day, you may be stressed. So to reduce this, try doing a mock before it by just choosing 3 random musical problems and solve them back to back within 4 to 5 hours. And in the real contest, keep a contest log and don't spend too much time on one problem. And thank you for listening. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and give us ideas for problems you want to see next or a video you want to see next. Let us know.